Hey guys, it's Chloe. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to give you guys a review and talk about some features on a new pair of traction boards I just got for my Tacoma. Now, traction boards or recovery boards have been on my list of recovery equipment I've wanted for my truck, and they are a useful tool to have if you're off-roading in sand or muddy conditions, or even if you live in a snowy climate. And even if you don't ever see yourself in a situation where you could get stuck and may need these, you could run into another vehicle that may need help, and it's always really nice to help out when you can. Now, I want to give a huge shout out to DV8 Off-Road. This is a brand new product they just launched, and I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to review these for you guys because, like I said, I've needed a set. Also, I apologize that these traction boards are dirty in this video, but I guess this is a look at how they're gonna look after use. So this video is going to be my review and first impressions of these traction boards, and I do want to say that this is not a comparison video to other traction boards out there. These are the only set I've tested out with my Tacoma, so it really wouldn't be fair for me to say whether they're better or they're worse, so this is purely just about DV8's traction boards. I was fortunate enough to get you guys a discount code for 25% off a set of these in any color from DV8's website, and free shipping on top of that. So if you end up liking this review and want to pick up a set of these, you can use my code CHLOEKUOTACO and save a little bit. And if you want to see more footage from my last off-road trip, you should check out my last video because it was a really fun one where I put my truck through a little bit more abuse than I'm used to off-road. I was testing out my new suspension setup, and that video was super fun but a little crazy because I accidentally did a baby jump in my truck and we crashed a drone. So if you want to see those shenanigans, I'll have it linked in the description down below. So first off, let's talk about some features of these traction boards. They have over a 10,000 pound capacity, and a 3rd gen Tacoma has a gross vehicle weight of 5,600 pounds. So even with steel accessories like bumpers or sliders, these are rated to be able to easily withstand all of that weight. This pair together weighs about 15 pounds, and as you can see, they're stackable, which is really nice for storage. So since I just got these traction boards, I actually don't have a good mounting setup for them yet. When I go on off-road trips, a lot of you guys will actually ask me on Instagram where I store my other recovery equipment when I'm going on those trips, like my jack and my shovel. For my shovel, I've been using my bedside molly panel I got from OG Fabrications. But as for my Pro Eagle jack and now these new traction boards, whenever I go on a trip, I actually just put them in my truck bed and I use some tie downs to make sure they don't move. Now this isn't ideal. I'd like to come up with a more permanent mounting solution for both, but I found that having a rubber bed mat really helps and these things don't slide around too much, especially when you use a tie down. Since the jack is kind of big and heavy, it's been hard to find a permanent mounting solution here in the bed for it, so I've kind of put that on the back burner, but I would like to quickly find a mounting solution for these recovery boards just because I want to carry these with me at all times if possible. I saw this really clean mounting setup on Tacoma World where basically the person got a 3rd bed rail and stuck it on this panel right here. I think I'm going to end up going with that, but as you can see, these boards have a lot of different mounting holes, so there's a lot of options, and I'm sure endless ideas of how you can mount these in the back of the truck. If you guys have other suggestions though, they're always appreciated in the comments down below. One of my favorite features about this design is that they have finger molded grab handles, which are nice for carrying when you need to, but I think they're mainly there so that you can actually use these as a shovel, as I'm demonstrating here with some imaginary sand in my driveway. This is a super important tool if you get stuck because you're going to want to shovel out sand or snow or whatever you're stuck in so that you can actually have room to stick these boards underneath your tires. These boards also have a built-in jack location in the center of the board, so you can lift your vehicle with these as well. Now, while I was on my last off-road trip, I actually decided to test these traction boards out. What I did is I went to a sand dune with some really soft sand, and the whole time I was on the off-road trip, my truck was either in 4 high or 4 low, but halfway up the sand dune, I decided to stop, which is normally something you don't want to do in soft sand because you don't want to lose momentum or else you're going to get stuck. And then after stopping, I put my truck in 2-wheel drive, and that caused me to have way less traction because there wasn't power going to all 4 wheels, and I couldn't get out and I was stuck. Now in this specific situation, as you can see by the footage, I was on an incline, so the best way to get out would have probably been to back out, to go down. I probably could have gotten out that way without getting out of the truck and using my traction boards. This truck is also a TRD off-road, so it is equipped with crawl control, and I actually did test out crawl control in the sand and it worked really well. I could have also aired down more, and there's a lot of other techniques I could have done before going straight to the traction boards, but again, I really just got stuck so I could test out the functionality of these traction boards. So the first thing I did was dig as much sand as I could out of the way around the tire that was stuck. Now I did mention earlier you can use these traction boards as shovels. I had brought my own, but if you don't have an extra shovel, you can use the traction boards in this exact situation. And then I tried to get out with the traction board kind of underneath the truck, and I'll be the first to admit this was basically the first time I've used traction boards with this truck, so I think I wasn't aware of how much sand I had to dig out around the tire before there was enough room to slip the traction board in. So it took me a couple tries. The first few times the tire kept slipping because it wasn't making enough contact, but eventually I had cleared out enough sand for the traction board to make contact with the tire and my truck easily got out. So besides me messing up the first few times due to inexperience, I'd say the traction boards worked exactly as expected. So these are what the traction boards look like after my one use with them in the desert. As you can tell, this one was the one I really tested out, and this one is pretty much new. It's just a little bit sandy. The teeth on the end of this one are definitely more chewed up than that one. These are made out of reinforced nylon, and as you can see, my tire ate up a lot of the nylon on this part of this one, but the rest of the teeth on this one are still really good. They're still intact, providing a lot of traction. And what also really helped is that at the bottom of these, there are these raised squiggly stripes all around, which obviously helps increase friction. The reinforced nylon also does help them flex a lot, but since I was on soft sand, I really didn't get to test that, but it is a nice added feature. So my final thoughts are that these are a great set of traction boards, and I think they're gonna fit my needs really, really well. Because this is a new product and I've only used them once, it is gonna be hard to tell how they do over time, but so far they worked as advertised. They didn't break on me, and obviously I'll keep you guys updated when I use them again, if they break, etc. Also, I forgot to mention that every set comes with a really nice cloth carrying bag, so that's nice because if you don't end up mounting them on your truck, you have a place to store them, and whatever mud or sand or snow you get on them will stay mostly in the bag rather than wherever you're storing them. Also, again, if you guys have ideas for where I can mount these traction boards, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys want to connect more with me, I do have an Instagram. You can follow me at ChloeKuoTaco, and I post more content there too, so feel free to follow me if you want. Thanks again for watching, guys. Thanks to DV8, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Also, real quick before I go, I want to give a huge shout out to Keychain Guy, who sent me this really cool TRD keychain. And guys, it's literally made of titanium, so no matter how hard I try to bend it, it won't break or bend permanently, and I think it looks awesome. So if you're looking to snazz up your keyring with some really strong and really high quality and good looking keychains, I'll have his info linked down below. He also made titanium dog tags for my dog Cody, which is super awesome, and I just love the way this looks. So check him out, Keychain Guy, link in the description.